My pleasure to introduce you to the new Old Dominion basketball coach, Jeff Jones.
Thank you, Debbie. Wow, it's been a crazy few days, and I can't tell you how excited, how thrilled I am to be standing before you today as the new head men's basketball coach at Old Dominion. First off, I would like to thank Wood Selig and President Broderick for having the confidence in me to give me this opportunity. It is a terrific opportunity, and for most of you here, I think you understand the specialness of this place, the school, the community, the support that the community and affinity that the community has for this institution. The basketball program, and I understand that this last season was a difficult one, but there's plenty of us that understand the rich tradition and history that Old Dominion basketball has. For me, just kind of reminiscing a little bit, I talked to my father yesterday and told him the news, and we exchanged some stories about back when he, in the early 1970s, was the head basketball coach at Kentucky Wesleyan College. And his teams were playing against Old Dominion. I believe the coach at that time was Sonny Allen. Then a few years later, getting to see firsthand Paul Webb and the great job that he did. The great players like Dave Twardzik, like Wilson Washington. And then a little bit later in my life, having the opportunity, or maybe in this case the misfortune, of having to go head-to-head with Tommy Conrad every time that we played Old Dominion in the Richmond Times-Dispatch tournament. Those were some great teams. When you think about the names like Tommy Conrad or Ronnie Valentine or Mark West and people at UVA, I'm just telling you, people at my alma mater still refer to Mark West as the one that got away. But absolutely great players. And after that, the names of Gaddison and Hassel and Bazemore, and it's just such a great history here at Old Dominion. And I'm excited. I can't wait to get started to hopefully start a new chapter of Old Dominion basketball, and to have the opportunity to put forth a program that in which you can all be proud. A big component of that, obviously, is winning basketball games, success on the court. But when President Broderick asked me in the interview to describe or give him some idea of what my coaching style is, or what our playing style would be, my initial answer was very simple, and that was winning. But when I gave that answer, I wasn't just talking about winning basketball games. We want to win on the court. We want to win in the classroom. We want to win in the community. And just me standing up here saying that we want to do these things, isn't necessarily going to make it happen. I understand that winning is a process. If we're going to win on the basketball floor, the practices, the strength and conditioning, the film work, all of those things, the recruiting by the staff, all of those things go into in that process towards winning basketball games. President Broderick mentioned my commitment to the academic success and the success after graduation for the young men in our basketball program. I can assure you, and I don't expect that you're going to just take my word for it, but I can assure you that I'm paying lip service to that ideal. That is something that is very important to me. one might expect that the university president, that would be important. But as the basketball coach, in the face of this program going forward, the academic success and what our young men do after they leave Old Dominion, I think that's a legacy that is of the utmost importance to all of us. Putting together a staff is I think, vital. The hard work and everything that goes into all of the things that we want to accomplish has to be conducted, I think, with the staff being a team of its own. At a time when there's a whole lot of things, I want to hit the ground running, starting today. But there's a lot of things that are priorities. But I think the first thing for me is starting to put together a staff that will make all of you proud, that will represent Old Dominion University in a great manner, and will be able to recruit the very best student athletes that we can possibly get at Old Dominion. I want to make a statement that not just the Hampton Roads area, and obviously that's big, all right? We've got to put a lot of resources in terms of recruiting this area, and I want to state it publicly. But the state of Virginia, once we get together and we start out, we're going to hit the recruiting trail and we're going to hit it hard. And the state of Virginia particularly will be a priority, will be something that we will focus on. And I do want to say that on day one, that will be of the utmost importance for us. If the texts and emails and calls that I got yesterday, and by the way, if any of you texted me or emailed me or called me, I promise you I will get back to you. I will get back to every single person. But there were more than a couple that I got. And the fact is, a whole bunch of them were from coaches that contacted me and are interested in joining the staff here. Now, I'd like to flatter myself and think that maybe I had something to do with that and that they wanted to work with me. But the truth is, I think there's a whole lot of folks out there in the college basketball world that understands what a good situation this is. And they want to be a part of this new chapter that we're embarking on. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm not relishing the opportunity of walking through the hotel lobby in the Hilton down in Atlanta because I'm afraid I'm going to get a whole lot of resumes. But I'm so excited. I mentioned earlier the community support. The fact that everybody comes, the folks in this community comes to the games. That's big. But when the community supports this school, supports the men's basketball program in a lot of different avenues, I think, again, that's one of the things that sets Old Dominion apart from so many of our other institutions that we compete against. And to have the turnout here today is great. I hope I have an opportunity to meet all of you, or at the very least most of you. It's a pretty aggressive schedule that we have, trying to get a lot of things in today. But I will, as I said, we're going to get out. We're going to be out in the community. We're going to be in the university community. We're going to be in the Norfolk and Tidewater community, and really trying to reach out and let you know that we want your support, we want your attention, and we want to make sure that we have that personal touch, that personal contact. I'm actually going to have a chance for the first time to meet with our players, with the basketball team in just a little bit, and I'm looking forward to that. I did have a chance to actually, just because I'm a basketball junkie, watch the team 2 or 3 times this year. When you're when you're a basketball junkie, you're always looking for games, and that's what I do. Another thing that I shared with Wood and President Broderick is that coaching is not something that I do. Coaching is who I am. Coaching is in my blood. Coaching is something that I love. It's a passion, and I can't wait to get with these young men on the court, in the film room, in the locker room, and have a chance to interact with them. In closing, I just want to, I see Eddie Webb over here. And Bryant Stith. I just look over there and I see Bryant. So many of the messages yesterday from friends, the well wishes, it was great. But the ones from Old Dominion welcoming me to the family, I think were especially poignant. I appreciated Eddie's call. And then I got a voicemail from Belgium and Odell Hodge, and it was terrific. I can remember Odell Hodge, and obviously you folks know him as a great basketball player, and he accomplished a lot of things as a student athlete here. I remember Odell Hodge when he was a very soft-spoken, shy, really big young man in high school, coming to the University of Virginia team camp and going through the recruiting process with him, and so kind of following his career and knowing that he's done so well and represents this institution in such a great manner. Getting the voicemail from Belgium, from him, and having him wishing me well and telling me how excited he is, that really meant a lot. I guess I've rambled long enough, but I do thank you for being here. I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to getting started, and I think we have a lot to look forward to. Thank you very much.
At this time, Wood's going to present some Old Dominion apparel, so we make him official here. Give you a chance for a photo op, and then we'll go to some questions from the media.
There's no introduction of a head coach that's complete until the obligatory hat is passed to the head coach. Congratulations, Jeff. We look forward to having you.
Thank you.
All right?
Guess I got a big head. Take some pictures. Oh, questions.
Yeah, we'll take questions, please, first from the media. I know fans, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but let's let our visiting media have first crack.
Personally, why now to make this move in your career at the stage of your life and career?
The question was why now at this stage of my career, and I think I had a great job. I love American University, and it was fantastic 13 years. But I really do look at this situation, this opportunity, as having so much potential, and I wasn't exaggerating when I mentioned that the other coaches out there, I think in the basketball world, they understand what an outstanding opportunity this is. So, as I said, it happened pretty quickly, but when I got the call, there was no question whether I would be interested, and I think that initial, that gut reaction was strengthened after having the opportunity to sit down and meet with President Broderick. His vision of this school, but of the athletic department and specifically of the men's basketball program is one that I think I share. And you know, as a coach, you want the leadership to have high expectations, but also, along with those high expectations, be committed to providing the resources that you need to be successful.
Questions from the media?
you want to get a staff together? Ideally, how would you like to see that play out?
The sooner the better, but I don't want to rush, and there are a number of people that I want to have an opportunity to talk with. Hopefully I will be able to accomplish some of that down in Atlanta. But we'll see. I don't want to put an artificial timetable on it. But you know, we have to have people in place, the right people in place. The last 2 weekends in April are recruiting weekends where we're allowed to evaluate it at non-scholastic events. And so I think that's important that we are well represented and get a chance to get out there.
Jeff, Wood mentioned Gonzaga, Butler, Wichita State, VCU, and Mason have been to the Final Four. It's kind of a recent trend. How has the game changed overall nationally, where schools such as those and a school such as Old Dominion can say, within reason, that can be us?
Well, number one, I think the early entry into the NBA has affected the college landscape and allowed, and I hate the term mid-major. I really don't know what that means because, you know, American is lumped in as a mid-major with Old Dominion and all those schools. Yeah, I'm not sure what mid-major means, but, you know, there's you know, the opportunity for the student athletes to stay for 4 years. And I think when you look at those schools that you mentioned, oftentimes, you know, they've got 2, 3, 4, you know, seniors, you know, older players. And the schools, and I think Kentucky is probably the most visible example of the constant turnover. And it can pay big dividends for them, but then as you see this year, it doesn't always work out. But yet those mid-majors, you know, those schools that I guess are mid-majors in terms of conference affiliation, but yet maybe they have you know, better than mid-major or high major facilities and support, you know, those are the ones that you know, tend, I think, to do well. I was mentioning, I was walking around earlier and seeing the facilities for the first time. If we just walk right out here, I mean, this is a beautiful building. This is a building that, you know, the kids are going to want to play in. This is a building, right, and when it's full, and it usually is, you know, that's something that kids want to see. We're still in the fundraising stage, but the new practice facility, you know, I think that's something that could be really important and could really make a difference, you know, for our program. So those kind of things, and those schools that you mentioned, you know, VCU and Gonzaga, Butler, you know, they're terrific schools. They got terrific coaches, but the university support is there, and they're not what I consider anyway. When you look at their facilities and everything that makes up their program, you know, they're I think looking eye to eye with pretty much anybody.
Yeah. Even at Virginia and certainly at American, you were accustomed to facilities that were not state-of-the-art, didn't have all the bells and whistles. As you walk through here for the first time when you came in for a campus interview, as you and Wood talked about the practice facility, how much did this facility and the practice complex play into your interest?
I didn't see this facility until today.
Okay.
I've seen pictures years ago. After it was constructed, I remember having the conversation with Jim Corrigan and him telling me, look, this is, you know, it's not as big as some, maybe, but it's as nice as any. And in my opinion, I think it's the perfect size. And if we can, you know, get it packed, it can be loud, and it's a beautiful arena, and you know, I think could be a terrific, and has been, quite honestly, terrific home court advantage. But the facilities, as I was walking around today, I mean, I couldn't help but smile. You know, for those folks who have been down to Charlottesville prior to their new arena, you know, this is really nice. University Hall wasn't exactly the Taj Mahal. The offices here are so much nicer than what we had in the ACC at that time. I know that's going back at least a couple years. But does that answer your question? Yes. The question was about junior college transfers to revive the program. I wouldn't want to go that route to revive the program. I think there's too much potential for issues. Now, finding the right junior college player, and you know, at American University, you know, terrific academic institution. During my time there, our admission standards were, being in the Patriot League, were much higher than the national admission standards. But yet we utilized, at times, we were selective. We utilized the junior college ranks to maybe fit a specific need. I don't know that that's something that you start out every year saying this is the route that we're going to go. But when there is a need, I think it's certainly a viable option and something that I'm not afraid of exploring.
I'll use the mic this time. Jeff, you watch a lot of basketball even when you don't have to. What are your thoughts on Conference USA and sort of what that will mean going forward? The quality of play, the type of teams, and just kind of what that would mean for Old Dominion.
Well, I think that you know, Conference USA certainly will be challenging. It'll be exciting. Having been a part of a transition to a new conference at American, you know, I know that's an interesting time, and you don't, you know, it's one thing if you're in a conference and you're so familiar with one another. You know, for us moving forward, we'll be the new kid on the block, although there'll be other new kids on the block too. So that part of it is exciting, and also I think a challenge. But without trying to make any bold predictions, you know, our goal, our expectation is we're going to be competitive, and we want to be competitive right away. That means that there needs to be a whole lot of work, a whole lot of hard work, probably a little bit of luck. But you know, that certainly is going to be our aim going forward.
Thank you, everybody. As he mentioned, he has a very strict schedule today, so we're going to let the television folks have a first chance to get him with one-on-ones, and then the rest of the media. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.